Poor thing. You should take
The
better
texture
care
of
it.
those, like when you feel it, is what I imagine like Ted Cruz chin feels like. Kind of like that. It's almost like you could push it here, and because it's just straight from chin down to chest, you could grab it almost like a sieve, just kind of like squeeze it, and it would feel like a fleshlight almost.
I saw a GIF the other day on Reddit, and it was a woman riding a man's dick, and you're looking from, like, you can see her ass, so like you're looking from that angle, and another woman
Reverse cowgirl.
The woman is facing the man. They're facing each other, and she is riding him.
Oh, you said you could see her ass. Now I'm really confused.
And you're spectating.
Oh, so she's cowgirl, but you're in behind.
Yes.
Behind her. Okay.
You're from the angle of looking at her ass as it like goes up and down on his penis.
You got a nice female ass and balls.
Yeah. Then another woman.
They call it in the biz.
Reaches. Then another woman, a second woman, reaches into the first woman's asshole and grabs the dick through the asshole, and she's jerking the dick inside the pussy that's riding the dick with her hand that's inside the woman's asshole, and she's literally wrapping asshole around the... It's great. I'd never seen
like
anything
Inception.
like that. That must feel so amazing.
There is a GIF
Probably.
in like Reddit's WTF subreddit, and I saw that, and I was watching the woman's face who had the hand in her butt, and she was just kind of like, all right, this is okay. Like that was her vibe. Like
Maybe I should go back to grad school. I've always wanted to teach, you know, and not to teach someone to masturbate a man in my asshole, you know. Man, imagine the self-esteem that you must not have to be approached about that kind of scene. All right, you're going to be... Stephanie, listen to me. You're going to be riding him. Yep, just riding him regular, and she's going to reach your hand. We talked about this. Bear with. She's going to reach it into your asshole all the way. Yes. Shh, stop crying. All the way in. And then
wrist deep
movement in there, you know.
Ah,
I imagine that her asshole after that kind of event would look like, you know, those wacky, wavy, inflatable tube men. Like if you cut one of their arms off and it's just a blown out, ruined, cavernous hole, loose, floppy.
It flopping around. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, not great.
That was great. I'd never seen anything quite like that, and I've seen a lot of weird shit. So I always like to see a new thing, you know. Whenever there's a new thing, when I discovered the belly button fucking, you know, that was I was like, oh, look, a new thing, a thing I didn't know could even be done.
At this point, it's cool just to find a new thing that you haven't seen on the internet.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be particularly like hot. Like, I don't think I'm going to end up in a scenario where somebody's going to be able to reach into a woman I'm fucking's asshole and grab my dick through her asshole.
she wasn't an unattractive woman either.
Oh, they were all hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a hot scene. Like despite the fact that what was happening was outrageous.
Yeah, that is outrageous.
Yeah. But yeah, just finding a new thing. You know, when you're a kid, there are always new things. Like, what? A blowjob? She just inflates my cock. Like, what? Oh, that would feel good. Oh, I see where you're going with this. Yeah, and then you're like, oh, 69. You mean both at the same time, huh? Oh, wow, that's
oh my god, how risque! How many people know?
Your pleasure, double. Except that I have to eat that nasty vagina now, and her butthole's going to be in right between my eyes the whole time. But okay, all right, that'll work. And you know, you're always learning a new thing. And now, as almost a 30-year-old man, it's rare that I find a new thing. But you know, internal hand jobs and belly button fucking these last over the course of this last month have been wonderful finds for me. Like
the internet ruins novelty like that. It just takes everything novel and new, and then it just gets drilled into your head so much with memes and whatnot that you ruin it. Like I used to always think as a kid when I was raised up to be pretty religious, and I was like 6 or 7 years old. There's like a Bible chapter that was like, "There's nothing new under the sun to God," and I would always think. Even walking around, like, that's crazy. Like, there was someone like me playing ice hockey back in the day. Like, nothing new. And now looking back, it's like, how do people even believe that now? Was at some point on the Serengeti 10,000 years ago, was fucking Magumbe reaching into Taisha's asshole and jerking off another tribesman? Like, no. That was not a thing until the internet in this century.
I bet it was. You know,
so much new stuff. We're going to be finding new things 10 years from now.
The Romans were outrageous. I read about Caligula and he, just the outrageous stuff that he would do, the crazy sex parties and stuff. So yeah, I think it's all been done before, but we're just finding out about it because society shuns the internal hand job for some reason. I can't imagine why. I think it's
it's upsetting.
Would you say no to an internal hand job?
Hypothetical single me?
Yeah, you hooking up with two chicks and they're like, hey, how about this while Stephanie rides that cock? How about I reach up her asshole and grab it and squeeze the fuck out of it?
If
I would say yes
am at
to
an
that.
angle where I
I'd
don't
be
have
like,
to watch
yeah!
Yeah, if I'm at an angle where I'm just feeling it and I don't have
Get
to
your head
watch
in there.
this grisly endeavor.
No, get your head in her ass and lick my cock. When this is over, she's going to give birth to your face.
I like to think that with my father's surgery and everything, my mom's going to miss this episode.
Oh, she may.
Yeah.
You'll see her. Like,
Mom, you're
doing,
so
Mom?
busy. Focus on Dad.
So
Yeah.
what's belly button fucking? It's all the craze.
It's my parents. They probably know.
What was the first thing you ever saw
That's what-
online that probably when you were younger that like opened your eyes, like shocked you that something like that
I got it.
could even
Okay.
exist?
So I remember we stumbled upon bestiality, and it was that horse fucking that man to death. And it opened up this whole idea that there was bestiality and that it was a thing that not only did people practice, but like they were attractive people that are into it. And there's a whole world of people who are into it on the internet. We discovered that at school. And luckily we were good at hiding our tracks because we were on our teacher's computer and nobody ever like made a big deal of it. But that was the most shocking thing as a kid. I say kid, but like a freshman in high school, 14, I guess, 13 or 14. And being like, what the fuck? What the fuck? She's sucking the dog's dick. and that's what a dog's dick looks like? Holy shit.
That was weird. Yeah.
Because I was 25 when I first got on the internet, I felt like I knew most of the stuff, but I hadn't seen it all. So like for example, when a dog has sex with a woman, doggy style, of course, they like to put socks on his front paws to, because the dog like gets a good grip on the woman's hips, and they put socks on his paws so not to scratch her up. That was a surprise to me. I didn't know that thing. Didn't know that pro tip. So for me, it was just little
A lot
things
of
like
scratched
that.
backs before that, river was forded.
I'd say one. I think you learn on the first one, right? I would think so.
This isn't something that we do, so it wasn't, the internet taught it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, if you were going to fuck a dog, if someone had a gun to your head and was like, if you don't let this dog fuck you, I'm going to kill you and everyone that you know. And you were like, oh God, get the socks. Like that wouldn't be your go-to thing.
Now it would, because I'm,
wouldn't even consider it.
I know a
But
thing or
can you
two.
at least
All
get
right,
'em-
God damn it. Who's got the tube socks?
Yeah.
Who's going to reach in that dog's asshole and jerk me off?
Oh, right. You're having sex with a female dog, you lucky duck.
I would just say that because the forced animal rapers, I feel like would get a chuckle out of that, and I'd maybe like bring them over to my side and get the gun away from them, and then I'd make them fuck the dog. Yeah,
I didn't expect your answer to be so similar to mine, where it was once again bestiality of stumbling upon something like that on one of those like trying to find regular porn on the family computer at like age 12, and I'm just like, God damn it, none of these images are loading fast enough, because like you get like 3 bars worth loaded down, you got a third of an image, and the tits aren't even on screen yet, but you can already think like this isn't going to do it for me. Exit out, restart, you got to get this going again, and then you get a little bit too adamant, and then suddenly there's horse fucking and horse blowjobs on the family computer as your parents are just like on the couch right over there. That was upsetting.
all that horse cum. Whenever you see a woman taking a cum shot from a horse, it is fake.
How do they
I've
fake?
read
They
this.
inject it all in there first?
They sure do. It's like they use condensed milk or some
didn't know
bullshit.
that.
I had to know. I had to know because like I see them like I know that they had this big fake horse vagina they use in artificial insemination, and I was like, if it's so easy to just give this thing a hand job, why wouldn't those farmers just do that and just collect it so carefully that these women are able to? And then it turned out that like every horse ejaculation scene ever is pretty much fake because it takes more than that to get a horse off, I guess. But that's just what I've read. And that's
Dude, there's no way it takes more than seen horses buck like for real on a farm, and those things are not masters of stamina when it comes to fucking. It's a hop on. It's like maybe the dick goes in. Like sometimes just splay off to the side. He kind of rubs it on her leg, and he's like, "All right, see you tomorrow." Like it's not a precise like, "Oh, you liking that?" Yeah, fucking whore.
Have you seen a person get fucked by a horse before? Have you seen that?
A guy.
It's very upsetting. I don't like.
Yeah,
I have seen a woman. And so there's this woman, and she does it inside like a barn, and she's very heavy set.
When in Rome.
She's not obese. She's not like so fat that you're like, oh my god, she would need a scooter or anything. But she is heavy set, and she's wearing a lot of leather, and she like bends over the stall and like braces herself. And this pony that I'm gonna estimate weighs 600 pounds. I think I'm a pretty good estimate of that because I've worked around cattle. I'm gonna say this pony weighs about 600 pounds, and it mounts, and its cock is about this big around and about, I'm not gonna exaggerate, 18 to 24 inches long.
You make that sound big.
It's 1.5 to 2 feet long, and he puts it in, and his fucking method is like,
Oh God.
And then he'll pull out a little, and you can see him like get his feet together, and like their haunches, in the back. It's like a real fast twitch muscle thing that when they operate. But then you see him like it would be like if you see a man's ass cheeks like
racist,
squeezing in a porno when he's like really hammering. The horse does that, and he's just like, "Arr! Arr, arr, arr!" And the woman is making pretty much the noise I just made. She's like, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" But she's enjoying it because, like,
no, she's not.
I guarantee she is, because I'm watching like Debbie does Hank the Pony 1, and there's like 30 of them over there, so she's coming back for more.
I don't know what to say because, in my experience, if you bottom out, that is not a good thing.
Right?
Yeah,
you're
there's never a woman. You never encounter a woman who's like, "Oh yeah, keep hitting my cervix just like that, like really hard, and don't let up." Even fast.
That's not true, actually. Like for some women, I've found that it's really painful, and they're like, "Whoa, that's not that." But other times, I found that they're like, "Whoa!" Like when that happens, they're just like, "Ah, yeah, that's never, yeah, do that."
That seems more unique because I've never had that experience. It's always been when you bottom out, it's unpleasant.
I've had it both ways, but unpleasant is the more common reaction.
Maybe. Well, I'm sure that's bottoming out, where there's still another 13 inches of summer sausage.
The worst part, some of the thrust, like he would bottom out, and then he would just again, like just pushing her forward.
He was making new bottoms. He was having lungs by the end of that.
And she really seemed to be enjoying it. But yeah, that discovering that on the internet for the first time, that was just a ridiculous shocker that even existed, because that's really hidden away from the general public until you find that avenue of the internet, and then you find that not only is this thing common, but there's a big group of people who are into it, and there's even groups of people who strive to legalize this sort of thing. And
I'm not sure what's real and what's internet myth, but I think a guy did a similar thing and died of intestinal damage.
I
haven't seen that. I've seen it.
I think I've seen it too.
I think it's Mr. Hans, the video.
Yeah, he dies. Oh yeah, that's real.
Yeah. He fucks his organs, right, just like a ninja blender. Just kills
This is a full-sized horse that's fucking him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to estimate its dick is like 3 feet long, and the base of it is probably
a lot of dick.
It's a lot of dick, and it's like an arm, and it seems to have this mechanism so that like flexes and can do that. Oh, it fucked him to death. It was horrible. I saw that when I was like 13 or 14 years old, I think.
That was one of the worst things online.
I'm just picturing the thumbnail for this now.
Oh, Jesus. The most upsetting one when I was young was just like the still image of a woman sucking a dog's dick that I accidentally got right up in front of me. Like, that's when you're like 11 or 12, probably 12. Let's be real, 12. That's an upsetting thing to see, because that hasn't even crossed your mind as a possibility before. Of like, yeah, maybe there's some girls out there who like to suck dog dick. Who knows? I'm 12. Like, no, that's just a whole new like. That what? What's that red veiny fucking? Every dog has one of those. Just hiding. Oh, gross.
Yeah, right. Yeah, dog penis is not my cup of tea.
Yeah, dogs lost
humans have the best looking penises of the entire animal kingdom. We got it made. I think this thing looks better than anything the rest of those motherfuckers are packing out there. Most of them have this slimy red thing with a bone in the middle that comes jutting out, all moist and gross. At least ours is, it's dry on the outside. There's skin on it. It's not an internal organ that's just coming out for right now.
And then compared to apes and stuff, it's huge.
That was big for your argument against Hank or the faux vagina argument. The whole it's dry on the outside. There's skin there. Very little seepage happening at any given point. Whereas with your vagina argument, I think you already
show me the dirtiest dick in the world, and I'll fix it with some soap and a warm wet washcloth. You cannot say the same for the dirtiest vagina in the world.
Yeah, that's a platform I'll vote for you on. Show me the dirtiest.
We're gonna build a wall. We're gonna clean all those dirty pussies. We're gonna keep the brownies out. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful.
The brownies, God, I just caught that. I'm like, I love brownies. What is he talking about? Oh, he's not talking about desserts.
You know what? I like brownies too.
That is not a racial epitaph for Mexicans or anything like that. That's actually what my girlfriend's wiener dog calls brown weenie dogs, because she's a red and that's the superior color. So she calls the brown ones brownies. That's a racial slur against them.
Her dogs are racist.
Extremely racist against other breeds. It is a German breed, so she kind of thinks of herself as a monster race. I was talking to the dog the other day, and I was telling her about how her ancestors during World War I would be messenger weenies, and they would carry messages through the trenches because they could go under the barbed wire and such. And
what'd she say?
I could tell she was getting real excited about it. Like she was proud of her people, and she was. I think she wanted me to look into her lineage, so we're gonna do that. She wants to know, I think,